friends, I welcome you to another episode of Adhitya Talks. And today we are going to talk to Miss Valentina. And well, she is a high performance coach and an executive, and she does many good things. She coaches many companies like Microsoft and very many other big companies. So welcome to the show, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. And thank you for
Yes.
inviting me here.
Ma'am, it is my honor because I am able to interview you. It's my honor. Well, ma'am, please tell us about your wonderful journey. Like, how did you become what you are today?
hmm well, actually, I started working as a secretary many years ago. So I started my journey in business world from simple job positions up to the level of becoming a manager for big organizations, mostly multinational companies. And after working there for almost 15 years, I realized that it was time for me to do something which was closer to my heart, because ever since I existed, even when I was a kid, I always had a great interest about other people and how I can help them. I used to observe them. I used to observe their reactions, the way they expressed themselves, what made them happy, what made them sad or angry sometimes. But then when I entered the business world, I specifically had a need to help people who work in big organizations or even small organizations to achieve their goals, because I realized also for myself that sometimes it's not actually the goals we set or the procedures that exist in a company, but it's the way we think about all those things, and also the way we think about ourselves. And sometimes this can become a huge obstacle. So observing that to myself and to other people, I had a desire to enter again the organizations, but as an external partner, and help all those people improve their results by improving their mindset. So this is my journey, I would say.
Very interesting. So please tell me, how do you differentiate a normal coach from a high performance coach?
What's actually, there are so many types of coaches nowadays. Um, so what is a normal coach? I don't know how to define a normal coach and how to define a high performance coach. What I know for sure is that personally, I believe that the way I work with people, and the way I help them change their sabotaging behaviors, their habits that sometimes act as barriers in their own way, and of course their mindset, without having any other option, they become high performers. Because if you take all these obstacles out of your way, and you have a burning desire to achieve a very important goal for you, then you want it so much that you high perform anyway.
Yes, that was very interesting. Please tell me about how you grow companies and improve them to become the best possible versions of themselves. What is the process in simple terms?
Mm-hmm. Um, my perspective is totally behavioral, and it has to do with the culture of an organization. So what I do is I see the results from this perspective. I enter a company. I do shadowing, which is I go there, I observe how they communicate, how they collaborate, and I discover the obstacles that there are. If they have ineffective communication, if there is a toxic workplace environment, if their leader needs improvement in the way he or she leads people. And then we take all those findings. We see, of course, not only where there is room for improvement, but what people do well. And we consciously know then what we need to do to fill in this gap between when they are at the moment and where they want to be.
Okay. So that is a very that's an interesting perspective of yours. But please tell me, what problems have you noticed in people while coaching them, and like what problems majorly affects their growth in these times?
Mm, I think that one of the biggest problems people have when they come to me is that although many of them are really high achievers, they have achieved so many results and they have so many successes during their professional route, they still feel that they are not enough. They lack confidence, and this prevents them from reaching their highest potential. So no matter what they do, either they are not happy with their successes, they take them for granted, they feel that they are not important, or they focus only on their failures, the negative stuff they do, and this doesn't let them achieve even greater results. But this affects negatively their collaboration with other people, either with their peers or with their team members, and then this actually expands to the whole team, and everybody becomes unhappy and miserable, and sometimes they even think about how going back to work the next day. So I help those people, I help those executives regain trust to themselves, because if you cannot trust and you cannot believe yourself and your power to bring results, to change the world, then how can you trust your team? How can you trust other people to do so? And these kind of results are always team results. You can go up to a point by yourself, but you can go further with your team. So it's very important to help them feel good about who they are and what they can achieve, trust themselves in order to trust others as well.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, and it is certainly interesting. But like, how do you help people find their why, and find their find the thing that they have burning desire for?
Mm-hmm. Um, the latest years we have made a very big fuss around our why and finding our why, etc. I like to keep things simple. So whenever somebody comes and says, I need to find my big why, I need to find my mission on earth, I say, okay, you need to find that, but actually your why has to do with the way you live your life. So let's keep it simple and tell me, if we stand outside a room with the door closed and we are about to enter this room and you sit in there, how would you see yourself in there? How would you see yourself in your professional life? What kind of professional life do you want for yourself? And who do you want to be in this professional life? So if you know those things, this becomes your why, because actually you have a specific way you want to live your life and a specific reason why you want to live your life. And then all the other goals, all the other targets you set, out of the sudden, in a magic way, start making sense. And some stop making sense, and you realize that you are after some things that really don't matter, not only to you, but also to your biggest why, to the bigger purpose you have in life.
Yes. Why is finding your why is very important to have a direction in life and go towards something you will truly cherish in your life. So please tell us about your why. What is your why?
Um, I grew up in a poor family. I had limited resources, and I grew up in a family that hearing again and again the reasons why I couldn't have bigger dreams was a daily routine for me. The thing is that I decided not to listen to those reasons why I couldn't have bigger dreams in my life. And I decided to believe in myself and to go after my dreams, to do actually what I do nowadays, to work remotely the last 10 years that I ran my business, and to help people around the world through my workshops, my book, one-to-one sessions and group sessions. So my big why is to make other people believe in themselves and to help them get out of this limiting belief that my late father used to tell me, those things are not for us. Those things are for the ones who have money, who have the right social connections. Just find a job, get married, do simple things, because these things are for the lucky ones. Uh, I didn't believe that, and I want to help other people who hear the same things, not believing to those things, but believing to their dreams and that they can become possible.
Well, that is certainly a very interesting why you have dedicated your life to helping others and giving to others, and that truly is a very good job and work you do. So please tell us how to do goal setting for a successful life or career.
Mm-hmm. It goes back to what we discussed earlier about my system on how to find your why. So first of all, it's very important how you want your professional. Let's say if somebody is interested in goal setting that regards career, how you want your professional life to be, the conditions you want to have in your professional life, and of course, as I said. Who you want to be. So when you know those things, then you say, okay, which are the things, which are the big milestones that would help me get there? And actually, they can't be too many. For example, for me, is public speaking, is writing a book like I did, and I'm going to write a second one now, and helping people in smaller groups or individuals to do that. So I set three separate groups, and then I take it not what do I need to do in 10 years for each one of those groups, but what can I do now immediately to get even closer to each one of those goals. I believe that nowadays that everything changes so fast, it's not so easy to set so long-term goals. So what really is important and what matters is what we do today. So having clear groups of and sets of goals in mind, you see what you can do immediately to start getting closer to the goal you want to achieve. Is it writing a book, for example? What do you need to do right now, starting from scratch, to write that book? Do you want to open a business? What is the first step you need to do right now to open this business? And of course,
Yes.
let's take the example of opening your own business. So it's the process you do before opening the business, and it's the processes you do after opening the business. So there are specific steps that you need to set as milestones before you enter you open that business, and then you say, okay, when I'm ready to open this business, first of all, you need to know what exactly you want to do with that business, to not just open any kind of business. And then narrowing it down up to the point that you know what your service or product will be, who exactly do you want to serve, what kind of customers, how you will do that. And then you start narrowing down in each steps you are, the actual steps that you can take at that moment. Does that make sense
Yes.
to you, or is it too confusing? I would
No,
like to hear your opinion.
yeah, what I understood from this is basically that this is just my what I'm understanding. I understood that you should make your you should have a goal, but you should make your plan one by one, and you do it step by step, and have a passion and have a why. Then you can make your goal, and your passion will drive you, your burning desire will drive you, and you can ultimately reach your goal and be successful and happy in life. That is what I understood. So it may not be that, but that is what I understood. So thank you for sharing
This is
that.
the
It was,
essence.
yeah, that was
Actually,
very
this is what
interesting.
you understood is the most important part of what I said, the essence.
Sorry, I could not listen. Can you repeat?
I said that, yes, of course. I said that actually what you understood, the way you expressed it, is the essence of goal setting and success, exactly as you described it in your own plain words.
Yes, thank you. Well, now please tell me, what factors play a major role in achieving these goals? Like, is it habits, behavior, mindset, etc., etc.?
It's all of that. It's actually, first of all, to have the right mindset. You can have the best strategy in the world, you can have all the resources you need, but when you don't have the right mindset, either you don't reach your goal up to the point that you say, okay, I'm happy with that, or you don't start at all. So it's very important to have the right mindset and look towards what you want to achieve, and not towards all the excuses and all the obstacles why you can do that. You need to be resilient, because it doesn't matter what goal you set, either a simple one or a bit more challenging one. There are always going to be some failures and some setbacks on the way. So you need to be resilient, because this is very important to you, and you need to stand up again and keep walking. You need to have determination that no matter what, you will find your way to get where you want to be. But at the same time, you need to be flexible. Your end destination might be the same, but you need to change your tactics sometimes, because one thing we cannot control is the external environment. And sometimes we saw that with COVID as well. Who believed or who expected that something like that would come up that changed the whole world? So you have a goal, but sometimes you need to change the way you will reach there according to the changes that happen around the world. Of course, you need to be passionate, you have to have tenacity, and you have to have consistency. It's not what you do once in a while, it's what you do daily that will get you closer to your goal. And of
Yes.
course, you need to love what you do.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you do it for other people's reasons, because they believe that this is good for you, or they have their own definition of success, and you say, if they believe this is successful for me, then this is what I need to do. You don't have the passion to go after it. So you have to listen to your own heart. And as one of my favorite questions is a question from Steve Jobs, who used to ask the people he wanted to work with, what makes your heart sing? So you have to find something that you are really excited if you want to succeed in life.
Yes, that is pretty interesting. And everybody, if anyone wants to achieve anything in life, they should have the values you told us about. They should always have those, because those are things are essential for success in life. So please tell us, what is your daily routine in terms of success habits and discipline to get the maximum out of your daily life, like a day?
Mm-hmm. Well, I wake up pretty early in the morning, and I make sure that I spend about 1 hour having my breakfast in peace, drinking my coffee, and I have checked from the previous night my schedule for the day as regards to obligations that I might have, like individual sessions or a webinar or whatever. And what I do is when I start my work day, I focus on what I do. So if, for example, I have a coaching session with you, I prepare myself beforehand for that, and I do only that till this is finished. And then I can move to the next one. So I hate multitasking. I don't want to do everything together because studies show, and also I can tell from myself, that this might seem as productive, but it's not. Because actually you cannot focus 100% on all the things you do at the same time. And it exhausts you very quickly. So I focus to one thing I do at the moment, and then this is how I proceed my day. And at the end of the day, of course, I take some breaks. For example, in the midday, I make sure that I have 30 minutes of a break, that I close everything. I don't do anything, and I just hear the silence around me. It is very important for me to restore my energy, because sometimes I work till, let's say, 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night. And then as soon as I finish my work, I don't think anything about it. I just check my plan for the next day, and that is all. And then I read a book or I do something else that I like and I enjoy. And I
Yes.
say, okay, work can wait now for the next day.
Yes. That is very interesting. Is waking up in the morning important? Like for our viewers, please tell us: is it does it impact your life?
You mean waking early in the morning?
Yes.
Um, to be honest, although there are many writers, coaches who support that you need to be an early bird in order to start early with your daily routine, I believe that each person has their own level of high performance according to how they feel and how they want it to be. So I am an early bird, but that doesn't mean that I should advise somebody wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. If this is something that actually exhausts them, I don't advise that they do that. But what I advise is to make sure that they find the right time slots, that they are the slots that they really perform very highly, or they are really productive, and know that during this time I will do my deep work. I will do the things that really matter for my progress, for the success of my goals. And in this way, you don't actually suppress yourself in a schedule that fits other people's personality and way of work, but you create your own circumstances. Because after all in life, isn't it that we need to create our own circumstances and conditions that will make us feel happy, peaceful, joyful? This is my perspective to that.
That is certainly interesting, and I also believe that you should do whatever you can do, and you're comfortable at, and do not overexert yourself. So that was very interesting. Now please tell us about how you were talking about mindset earlier. Please tell us about how the mind plays on your performance and ability to achieve. How to make a focused mindset and avoid distractions, because this is a major problem in these times, because people are distracted by technology and people are distracted by emails, WhatsApp, and many other things like that. So please tell us
Mm-hmm.
about this.
Yeah, very good point, that one. As we discussed already, mindset plays a very important role on how you succeed or you don't succeed in the goals you set. It all starts, first of all, from believing that you can make something or you don't believe you can achieve something. So from that perspective, mindset is everything, because if you don't believe that you can succeed in something, then you don't put your whole heart and soul to that. Apart from that, also the way you think about your reality plays a big role. So, for example, if you feel that you are a person who has a passive role in life, which means that poor me, I only had the difficulties in life and everybody has support and I don't have what I need to achieve in my goal, and this is why I cannot go further, then the way you think about your reality acts as an obstacle for your progress, your development, your success. But if you have a mindset that sees realistically that, okay, there are some obstacles, there are some difficulties, I don't have all the resources I need, but let me focus on the resources I already possess. Let me focus on the opportunities that still exist, even though the situation is challenging. This helps you make progress because you use what you already have at your disposal. Um, so this is why I think mindset is very important. And as far as
Yes.
distractions are concerned that you mentioned, uh, it's totally a matter of priorities. Sometimes receiving emails, receiving requests makes us stressful. We feel that we need to reply to every single email at the same time we receive it. We feel obliged to do all the things at the same time. No, it's a matter of decisions, making the right decisions and making the right prioritization in life. So know what is urgent and important and needs to be done now, what is important but it's not urgent, so you can do it at a later time. And to make it even more specific, write it down in your calendar when it's the right time to uh, to work on that, and forget about it till then. And sometimes people want to have what is one of the most important gifts we have in life, which is our attention. They want to catch our attention for everything because they feel it's important. Sometimes the requests we have are not important at all. For example, we receive so many emails that are just ads, or they create to us this urgency to click on a link and follow something, or do. Does this really matter to our own success? Is it important for us at that moment to stop what we are doing and click on that link? Is it important if we hear a message on Facebook to stop what we are doing at that moment and invest our time on answering a Facebook message that it might be about something, whatever? So making the right decisions on how I want to invest my time and prioritizing properly.
Yes, that is very interesting. You should always set your priorities right and do according to what you like, and do something which is important first, and leave other things to other times. So that is what I understood. Please tell us about optimism and positivity. How did it impact your life?
um, I don't hear you very clearly. So I guess that you asked me about optimism and positivity and how it impacts my own life. Um, I'm that kind of person who I
Yes.
don't believe in positivity and optimism in such a way that I say, oh, whatever I think about, it will happen without my effort. I do think positively, but in a very active way, meaning that I say that I want to achieve this dream goal of mine, and I'm sure that I can make it happen if I take these action steps. So I do leave an open door, and I hope that my goal can be achieved, but how? With my contribution, with my work and effort, not just standing there and waiting for a dream goal to happen.
Yes. um that that is very interesting. So please tell me, how did failures play a role in, like, how do failures play a role in our lives? What do people, like most people, miss to take the best advantage of failure, and how should we practically handle failures to our benefits?
Mm-hmm. Um, First of all, I like to say things as they are. I don't like to make them feel better, or I don't like to feel them to make them seem worse. So for me, failure is a failure, which means that when you set a goal and you don't succeed in it, you fail. But that's okay. Because it's part of the process. Sometimes you need to put your effort a couple of times till you get to the result you want. So it's like trials and tests. Uh, but the fact is that you fail. If you don't achieve on something, you fail. The point is that you need to see it from the perspective of learning. And this is actually what you get from a failure. You find out that this way isn't working, or what you did needs improvement. So you learn something from it that you are going to use either in this specific goal or in generally in life. Um, Now, some people have trouble with failures, and they let them stop whatever they do to achieve their goal, because they are too hard to themselves. They say black or white, either you win or you lose, either you succeed or you fail. Yes, that's true, but your failure doesn't define who you are. If you had a failure, that doesn't mean that you are a failure. It doesn't mean that you don't have a worth as human being or as a business person or whatever. A failure is just the result of an action that it wasn't successful. Okay, we get that, but we shouldn't let that stop us. We should be happy that actually we saw the results, and now we know what we shouldn't do, and we should focus on trying the next ways to get where we want to go.
um uh, that is very good, but so basically, I will summarize what you said just for the benefit of our viewers. Failure, you should never take it on your heart, and failure is just a process, it's just a part of life. And then we should, and when we fail, we should look for opportunities, and we should try once again, and we should never, we should always bounce back and try to get back to it. So please tell me, what do you enjoy the most about executive coaching, team coaching, or writing book?
You need, if I had to choose one of those, or what to enjoy by doing all those things?
Yes.
The
What
second.
last one?
Okay. Um, well, what I enjoy most is the feeling I get whenever a client of mine, a person I helped, either by reading my book or by having sessions with me or whatever, this person comes back to me and says, Valentina, you know what? Thank you very much, because the work we did together or reading your book helped me achieve something really important for me. I got this promotion I dreamed of for so long, and I couldn't do that. And because of you, I believed more in myself. Because of you, I focused on the opportunities, not the obstacles. And thank you very much for that. So for me, this is the greatest gift I could ever receive in this life. And this gives me even more passion and determination to move forward, because, to be honest, we all talk about success and all the wins we have and how successful we become or we are, etc. Who said that we don't have failures? Who said that every day is so easy for us? Especially during this period, everybody is facing challenges, and I'm facing challenges as well. But especially when you're facing challenges, it is very important to have some things that you look at them and you say, this is the reason why I need to keep going. So whenever I receive this feedback from people I've helped, for me, there is no greatest reason than that to keep walking.
Yes, well, you should always have an inspiration to do something, something that pushes you to go and do work every day. If you don't have that, then you should seriously consider not doing that work. But please tell me about your book, Success is a Mind Game, and the 9 steps that can help you to achieve success in life.
Actually, this is the book that people can buy from Amazon, and this book regards my own journey that I turned into a method, and I use each time that I want to achieve a goal. And of course, it's not a technical guidebook that gives you technical information. It's totally about the mindset. And it was really important for me to share my own tools because, as I told you, I'm a person who grew up in a middle-class family with not such a positive mindset. They used to focus always and only on the obstacles and creating more barriers in what people in my surrounding wanted to do. So it was really hard for me to fight by myself because back then there weren't so many possibilities and so many sources of inspiration like nowadays. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have other ways to communicate with the world, to find people who could inspire us. So I tried really hard by myself to find my own way to make it through this environment, which was not really inspiring and motivating. And this is when I realized, because, you know, there were times in my life where a goal was really easy to achieve, but then I messed up. I sabotaged myself. And there were other times in my life where the goal was really challenging, but I managed to succeed in it. And then I sat one day and I said, come on, why do you manage to succeed in times where there are many challenges, and when it's easy, you can't succeed? There must be something you do. Since you can succeed in difficult goals, then it means that you are able to succeed in general. But what is the path that you follow in these cases? So I wrote down this path, the 9 steps, in which I mention in my book, that starts with clarifying what I told you at the beginning, realizing exactly how you want your professional life to be and your career, and who you want to be as person and as business person, as a leader, etc., whatever role you have in your life, knowing what you want to do, knowing exactly and specifically what are the values that are important for you as a person in life, in order to take them into consideration. Because if you try to achieve your goals in a way that come into conflict with your goal, then you will sabotage yourself. So knowing what you want to do, why you want to do it, knowing your personal values, and then work on the how you want to do it. But from the perspective that how you are going to help your mindset help you achieve what you want to achieve, how you will take out your limiting beliefs, how you will stop thinking negatively about yourself, etc.
Yes, that is certainly very interesting. Please tell us about how can one of my viewers hello, yeah,
Hello. Excuse me.
yeah, hello. Please tell me about how can my one of my viewers contact you, and what kind of services can they expect from you?
Mm-hmm. They can expect one-to-one sessions. Of course, I work only with business persons and executives, and their teams. So we can work by having individual sessions, one-to-one sessions. I can help them with their team. So with them and their team, making a high-performing team, making a team that they are happy to work and be productive. And also organizations can contact me in order to help them transform their culture in case that the culture that they already have seems to be not so motivating for their people. Apart from that, I deliver seminars, do workshops and speeches in events that always regard mindset and how we can use our mind in order to achieve our professional or business goals.
Yes. Thank you for that, and of course, and I will also put the your books link, Amazon link in the description below. So if anyone wants to check the book out, please go to the description below. And of course, I will also put your personal website so that they can learn more about you. So let's continue. Please tell me about your future plans, and what do you plan, and what is your plan to impact the world in the future?
Mm-hmm. First of all, I'm in the phase that I'm preparing my next book that again will have to do with the way people think about their professional goals, but it will be something different that I cannot reveal at the moment. And my ultimate goal is to expand the contribution to the world through what I do. So I intend to impact even more people around the world. I intend to do that by creating some programs that people from around the world can access, and I hope I can be able to do that for a long period of time, because this is something I really love doing and I have devoted my life to it.
Yes. That is very interesting. Please tell us. Please share a few like valuable lessons that you have learned from your life that can inspire our viewers.
A valuable lesson. is what I help people also realize about themselves, that they need to believe in themselves a bit more. I used to also feel I'm not good enough because of the way I grew up. So walking all these routes to success, day by day, I acknowledged myself for all the steps I've made so far, and I started believing in myself more, which is very important, because if you don't believe in who you are and what your capabilities are, either you won't make it to the top, or you will make it to the top, but it won't be sustainable. It won't be lasting.
Yes. Please, please tell me, what's your like view on leadership, and what should youth do to develop leadership skills and solve critical problems now and in the future?
I'm sorry, I have trouble hearing you. The sound is not good. Mm-hmm. Well, leadership is something like love. It cannot be enforced. It must be gained. So you cannot just tell people what to do, because if they have to, either because they are your employees or your team members, and they are afraid that they might lose their job, they will do what they need to do, but they will do just their jobs. They won't put their high potential, they won't put their heart to it. So it's very important for a leader to be able to inspire, to make people want to follow, to make people want to be next to you and support you, because they see a place in that vision, they see a place for that goal for themselves as well, and they feel important for that. So for a leader, it's very important to be a person that, first of all, is really connected and in an authentic way with his or her team members, to care deeply about the people from the team, uh, to listen to them and not just pretend that it's there, um, to have eyes open to the world, meaning that it's not his or she's not a person who says, I know everything and I know better, but to challenge himself or herself and say, okay, in order to solve this problem, I know this and that, but there might be another perspective that I'm missing. So I need to let people tell me what they know, to let people give me their perspective, their information. So if you go with an attitude of I know everything, or I have to know everything and show to others because I'm a leader that I have a solution, sometimes you might fail to solve a problem. But if you go with a learning attitude that I know some things, you know some things, let's see exactly what the situation is, what we know so far, what we need to learn more and we don't know already, and feel safe as a team, that because it's something that we might not even know, like in the case of COVID, it was a situation that nobody experienced before, so we didn't have a previous experience on how to handle this effectively. So what we do, first of all, we let go of that feeling that we must know already, because sometimes we don't. So we accept that we don't know everything, and we say, okay, let's sit all together and see what we know, what we need to find out, and also to know that in the process, there might be some failures, and it's okay, but we need to take the risks. So it's very important for your team members to create a safe environment, to take risks, and to know that in some cases you might fail, but that's okay.
Yes, that is a very valuable advice. Please tell me about your role models who have inspired you the most to go and go forward in life, and why. Because you talked a bit about your motivation and your inspiration a while ago. I would like to I would like you to elaborate on
Sure. Um, One of the persons I really admire is Oprah Winfrey, because she's a woman who started with many challenges in her life. She was really poor, but those challenges didn't act as obstacles to her big dreams. So nowadays, she's an admirable entrepreneur, a very successful woman, but at the same time, she stayed authentic. When you see her on in her shows, when you watch a video of her, you feel as if she's the woman next door. So I like her simplicity, I like her authenticity, and at the same time, this great mindset. And else I love about her is that with whatever she gets involved with, she's so passionate about that she turns it into a product or a service, and she makes that very successfully.
Yes, well, that is certainly a very interesting inspiration you have, and Oprah Winfrey is really one of the most greatest entrepreneurs of the world. And please tell me about two people whom you would like to see and learn from on the show, and why.
Um, I don't have a specific answer to give you about a person I would like to see in your show, but I know the characteristics of a person I would like to see in your show. I would like to see someone who actually maybe is from your country, and a person who gives that perspective that no matter what the difficulties in life, you can always make your dream happen, and to act as a role model for all those people who, yes, they have so many problems, they might live in poverty, but up to a point, they use this as an excuse in their life, and they don't change anything. So I would like to see more people, let's say, if I dare to say, like me, who act as inspiration and make people believe in simple words, not just coming here and sharing theories or whatever, that, you know what, there is always a way when there is a will.
Yes. That is interesting, but don't you have someone actually specific in your connection that would would someone with those characteristics maybe who could come on the show?
Um, there are so many people from my connections that I admire, and I look each time I observe what they do. That, to be honest, I could not choose.
Okay. Well, please tell us. Please advise a few books that have made maximum impact in your life to build your
Mm-hmm.
character and personality.
Mm-hmm. one of my favorite books is the book which is called The Four Agreements by Dr. Miguel Ruiz, I think. And it's a book I really love because I read it in a specific time period of my life in which I was trapped by a decision I've made in my life, a wrong decision I've made in my life, in my personal life. And I felt that I couldn't get out of it because I made this decision. And during this period, I let other people affect me negatively with their negative behavior and by belittling me. So it was a phase that I started not feeling sure about my worth, what I can do in life. And when I read this book, and especially I read this chapter that refers to don't take personally other people's behavior. It has to do with them. It doesn't have to do with you. It's like I regained the strength I have within, and I started again believing in myself, and I helped myself get out of this troubled situation. So this is one book that actually I'm really happy I was able to read. And the second book is Awaken the Giant Within from Tony Robbins, who is my favorite coaching teacher. I studied in his own school, and I really love it because it talks that much about emotions and mindset and how actually you have the power to change your destiny. So it's very close to my own mindset and the way I see life in general.
Well, that is certainly interesting. So, lastly, I hope you enjoyed this show, because I certainly did, and I hope my viewers were you also enjoyed this show, because today I learned a lot. I hope you also did. So, please advise what unique thing you have liked about Aditya Talks, and any suggestions which should be incorporated to improve this experience for my viewers.
To be honest, I like very much the structure of it. I really admire what you do. I think that you are an inspiration for other children, not only for your country, but for the whole world. You are a young person who prefers to learn, to take valuable information, to take wisdom from other people, instead of sitting at home and playing PlayStation or doing other dumb stuff. So I really love the whole format, the idea. If I would say that I would have a request from you, is that you let yourself a bit loose and enjoy it more, because I can tell that sometimes you get stressed in order for everything to work perfectly. But the life itself, it's not perfect. And this is what is fun in it. You are doing a great job, so you have nothing to worry about. And I'm sure that in a couple of years, I will watch you do something even more extraordinary.
Thank you, ma'am. And well, actually, I'm not stressed, but I'm, because certainly I'm only a child at the end of the day. But whenever I do interview with so many people and so many intelligent people, I try to understand what they're saying and give honest response from my own. So that's why I give a little, I sound stressed, or maybe like I look stressed, but actually I'm very enjoying the discussion, because whenever I interview someone, it is always something interesting or very good. So thank you for coming on the show, ma'am. It was really
Thank you
good
for
to talk
having
to you.
me.